Okay, and welcome back to episode 008 of the Okay podcast, powered by The Strength Co. I am your host, Grant Broggi. We are recording live in studio in the beautiful upstate of South Carolina. Here in studio, I have with me PJ's here. Lots of things to talk about in PJ's life. It is February. I always get the month wrong. It's February 20th, 2024. And this is episode 8, which means for 8 weeks straight, we haven't missed.
Not once.
So you just got to view it like you view working out.
You can't miss.
You just keep showing up and it pays off. So we appreciate all the listeners, all the viewers on YouTube. Our YouTube episode 7 was like 5x the amount of views. So I think it's up to 5 views. No, it's like over 200 folks watching on YouTube. So thanks for those that watch, because we take a little time to set up this beautiful studio. There's, lights, cameras.
Dude, you got horns.
Actions, horns.
An animal had to die for this setup.
We could do some bull riding. So, but I guess we got to start it off with.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull up the numbers.
Let's
so
start with. You can pull the block height.
Bitcoin price.
Okay, you got
current Bitcoin price 52,000.
52. Wow.
52. We're up.
Wow.
$52,179.60.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's pretty good. Directly correlated to the launch of the OK podcast.
I mean, it is. People like those tweets.
It's just true. It's just facts.
If you don't follow us on X, the OK_pod, and we like to tweet about what the percentage increase is of Bitcoin since episode 1. And last I checked, it was like 14%.
It's something significant.
It's not small. And the block height,
831,333.
All right.
So that's where we at.
So there we are. So the nerds can log it in. That's when this happened. That's when this took place. But here we are, and some fun things to talk about. We have a milk update from Jordy, but we'll wait until the guys get on to talk about that. I may even give a little bit of a carnivore update, although I don't feel like I should even carnivore update anymore. I just feel like I'm carnivore now.
That's just, you are.
So you don't update your life. It's not like, hey, Grant, can I get a lifting update? It's like, no, I just lift 3 days a week. What do you want from me?
I mean, it's still pretty new.
It's still pretty new.
You're still a young carnivore.
So you mean to tell me I'm like that guy that's come to the gym for like 5 weeks straight and it's like, I did it.
He starts posting tweet threads about like 10 things I learned as a lifter.
That's right. A thread.
Yeah, a thread.
Yeah. No, but a little bit of carnivore update. But if we go through the videos, we had some bangers.
Still have some bangers.
Yeah. And so the bench 315, which was from episode 6, maybe 5. No, I think it was episode 6. So a little 5-minute segment on what it takes to bench 315. Was a hot video out of the gate. And then it just took off, and then it just really took off. So I think it's
178,000 views so far.
Yeah.
So that's a banger. And if I look at the view chart, it's like Bitcoin. It's up and to the right.
It's still going.
Actually, it started off slower. It was like 4 out of 10.
Average. Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 out of 10. And then like 2 days later, it just hockey sticked straight up and past Mike Riziertel and all these people.
And it's still going. So
still going.
Well, it didn't pass his channel. It passed our video about him.
Not yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you really want to make it in life, you want the OK podcast to take a 30-second clip of you out of context and then riff on it.
That's the internet.
That's the internet. That's how you know that you made it. So, so then we had the Dr. McGill video, which was hilarious because, I mean, I didn't really feel like I took that out of context. I feel like he was out of context with his answer. But that one was funny because everyone was like, this man has been studying and helping people with their back, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't even really attack him. But anyway.
Well, people said that, like, what are you talking about? He's not saying don't do deadlifts. He's saying to do it smart. And it's like, well, he kind of did say don't do deadlifts. He was
he said we eliminate them completely.
I mean, what does that mean?
Well, maybe that doesn't mean don't do them. It just means eliminate them completely.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest problem with him was that he was like, "Well, you can't come in and PR deadlift. Like, do you know the toil it takes on your body to deadlift 1,000 pounds?
Seriously,
it's like I'll find out when I get there.
Yeah,
I guess.
Can't wait. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the YouTube update. By the time this airs,
we had Busy Person's Guide to Fitness. That
did good.
It's at 7,000.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
So I like when we don't play the algorithm.
Yeah.
and something pops in my head and I think, oh, this might just actually be helpful to people. And that's what that video was.
Right. I kind of want to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of do that.
No, I don't. I do 3 days a week.
Yeah. But then you like move a day and then you're like, oh, I only did these days.
No, I don't. I'll either do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or I'll do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Or like Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday. There's been a lot of day shifting going on.
I don't. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not in a bad
bit.
way. Like you've never broken the cardinal rule
I'll put it
of
this.
72 hours without a lift.
I do 3 days a week.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Well, I'd say you do 3 days within
7 days.
7 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But I kind of almost want to switch over to that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a good program. You should run it.
I should try it out.
You can join Slack for $29 a month if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
There you
Grandpa.
go. Yeah. Come in, talk to Grandpa. So yeah, that one did well. And then this Wednesday, so Friday, as you're listening to this, our last video that just came out, tips for the advanced novice. And it's just kind of like, as we're getting actually a lot of new people joining our Slack channel, I'm answering a lot of the same questions, which is great, of people that are towards the end of that initial run in the novice program and they perceive themselves to be stuck or they think they're stuck and they're not exactly sure what to do. So just some ways you can manipulate your squat and your deadlift to try to keep those things progressing.
Oh, another YouTube update. One more. Congratulations. We hit 20,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
And that means you should check out the official Strength Coast store on YouTube now.
It's right here. Although you're watching this podcast on the OK Podcast, you'll have to go to the show notes, click back over to the Strength Co, and then you can shop on the store.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah. Which was a huge pain in the butt to set up.
Yeah, I guess everybody has a pain, but that's pretty cool. That's a good milestone.
Yeah, 20K was great. First
20K.
time it was fake.
It was not fake this time. It wasn't
it's
Chinese
not fake.
bots.
That's right. So we hit 20,000 subscribers. So thanks for subscribing, for liking, like and subscribe to this OK Podcast channel right now.
Do it.
And then it's like absentee voting. Just subscribe every person in your family also to the podcast and just get those numbers up so we can get the tally in.
The next goal was 100K. Then you get like a little plaque and we can put it on the wall and feel cool.
I feel like, when did I start my YouTube channel? I think it was 2016. I mean, I wasn't like that consistent. But in 2020, I was really consistent. Yeah, the Strength Co. 2020, I posted a lot and then I went back and forth. But I was going to say, I almost think that 100K might happen faster than the first 20K did.
I think if it doesn't happen faster,
or like about the same
it'll
amount
at
of
least
time.
be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like getting started's the hardest. Like if you open a gym,
Yeah.
first 10 members.
I think that YouTube like pushes you a little bit more, like the higher you get. Cause they're like,
who wouldn't want to push us?
no one.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make more money if there's more views. So they're going to be like, oh yeah, let's pump this one out. You know?
That's right. And there were Strength Co. YouTube's just tagging OK Pod. And they're like, this is an up and coming podcast.
Ooh.
We better pump this.
Pump it.
We better pump this. Any other hot takes before I go on my rant of the week?
Hot takes. My only hot takes this week are about milk, but
Yeah, we got to
saving that one for
'cause
later.
They want to know. Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna need the bathroom during the show?
most likely.
Yeah, most likely. Okay. So I went fishing today, and I just thought about something a little differently. Maybe I'm just getting older every week, and I'm just thinking about things differently. But I went fishing, and my guide, I have the world's best fly fishing guide. I'm convinced of it. You could try to tell me about guides you've gone with in Montana or Wyoming or wherever it is you've been and why they're better. And I would tell you that no, John Connett's Hares Fly Fishing, Greenville, South Carolina, potential sponsor, is the world's best fly fishing guide. And I have no doubt that God gave me this fly fishing guide. I was supposed to meet this guy. So anyway, go fishing with this guy. He's hilarious. Typical upstate Southerner that'll resonate with some. Other people have no idea what that means. Maybe we'll explain that in future episodes. But he always kind of tries to scare me a little bit when we're getting ready to go. You know, I am very bad at fishing. I'm very new at fishing. I've maybe been maybe 10 times this year, 8 to 10 times ever since like November. So I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to go twice a month. Sometimes I go with him. Sometimes I go on my own. And so there's a lot to learn. There's like when you walk into the gym for the first time, if you've never done it before, the power rack looks very foreign. The barbell seems crazy, all that stuff. But he always gives me a little bit of a warning. You know, he wants to like pack a sandwich and bring you a water. And I'm like, dude, I don't eat bread. And then he's like, are you really just not going to eat? I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. Like I'll just eat later today, which we still need to talk about people's reliance on food in a later episode. But anyway, the point where I'm going with all this is I got there this morning and he's like, hey, I hope you brought your big boy britches because, you know, but we're going into the real deal today, Grant. This is going to be the real deal. And I just always kind of blow off when people tell me this in life, not because I'm some physical specimen, not because I think that I'm in better shape than everyone. I just think I'm very average, decently strong and physically fit. But it's not like, oh, I'm a Marine, I can do anything. I just think I have a basis of strength. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Then we go down this like directly down this ravine mountain into the river. We're in the river. The water's running high. It's moving at 220 cubic inches a second. It's pushing hard. You're holding your rod. You have your net. You got your whole gear on. And the bottom of the riverbed is very slick and slippery. And as I'm walking, I'm just thinking like, I am so glad that I am strong right now. I'm just very glad that I'm strong. One, because I think my balance has improved. I'm able to like hold on to these things and not fall over. And two, if I fall over, I'm not worried that I'm going to break anything except my cell phone probably. But I'm not worried that I'm going to dislocate my knee. And, you know, we're crossing the stream over here, hiking up this side. We're fishing down here. There goes a mink, you know, there goes a copperhead, you know, boom, we're catching fish. We're crossing back over. We're hiking up another thing. And it was pretty physically taxing. And at some point we got really deep down into the river, you know, phone hasn't worked for hours. And I'm just putting flies in every tree possible. And, you know, John's helping me retie a fly that I've just broken that he spent a lot of time on trying to fix. And he just looks and goes, man, isn't this place awesome? And I looked around and I thought, this place is awesome. And then I just started to go down a rabbit hole in my mind. Some while I was fishing, I was really trying to pay attention to fishing while I was fishing, but mainly on the drive back there's so many things that people miss out in life because of their lack of physical strength or physical health. And that's really too bad. And you should be able to, you know, it's America. You're right. You want to see it, sit on the couch and eat Cheetos. That's what you can do. But I was asking the guide, you know, how often he goes down to this particular stretch. I can't tell you where we went or I'd have to kill you. But he said, well, I can't go here all the time because I can't bring people here and worry that they'll hurt themselves. And again, I'm not saying this to say that, you know, Grant from the Strength Co is some superhero. What I'm saying is it was, man, being strong. I often tell people when we do an intro to barbells, hey, you're born, you're getting stronger as you grow up, you're getting stronger. And then at some point in life, depending on what you do, right? If you're John Conitz and you're fly fishing, you know, every day walking up and down mountains and creeks, you're pretty active. You're doing a lot of things that are maintaining your physical strength and doing stuff just by the nature of your work. But if you're a computer software guy, your strength starts to go down pretty fast. And so I often tell people, I warn them of what it's like when they're old. And I say, hey, when you're old, you know, you don't want to be in a wheelchair. You don't want to have a walker. You don't want to fall and break a bone. And all of that is true. And I believe all of that. But I think what's also true is the things that it opens up for you to be able to do when you're not old or when you're oldish or whatever you put the number old at. But you're able to go on the, I don't know, more extreme hike, the more extreme fly fishing trip. You know, I'd never forget the month before my wife and I got engaged. I said, starting strength seminar was canceled for some reason, and my weekend opened up. I said, let's go to the Grand Canyon. We hiked 14 miles down and into the Grand Canyon. Now, my wife will tell you it was a traumatic experience, but we were able to do it with no training. There was no, hey, we got to get ready for this. It was just, hey, I keep a basis of physical strength. I keep a basis of, cardiovascular ability so that I am able to do what I want in life. And that is real freedom. Like being strong and being fit is real freedom. Being able to go off the grid, carry your own food, carry your own, water, weapons, ammunition, whatever you need. That's freedom. So if you're on the fence of why should you go to the gym this week, remember that it allows you to be free. And it's the reward that you benefit for showing up Monday after Monday and squatting 5x5. It's the reward that you benefit from going in and trying to press the same weight that you've pressed a dozen times for sets of 5. And sometimes you fail on set 2 or whatever. It's, hey, I got to show up and I have to do this hard thing so that when I fall in the riverbed, I don't break my tailbone and then I'm out of commission. So strength is freedom. That's my hot take rant of the week.
That was beautiful.
Thanks.
That was beautiful. I remember even when I was like lifting in high school and not intelligently, obviously, but just obviously. And even now it's like when I don't want to go to the gym or I'm just not motivated to go, that does happen from time to time to the best of us. I just start thinking of like doomsday scenarios where I find myself in where I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I'm, being attacked or like my mom is underneath the rock or something.
Yeah.
I got to lift this up. Or I just start playing out like terrible scenarios in my head. I'm like, okay, I got to squat.
Yeah. I got to squat. Got to prevent all. I mean, I thought about that today on several occasions. I only fell once and I didn't face plant, and hopefully John's listening to this. Cause he didn't even see me fall. He didn't even know.
Didn't even happen.
And it didn't even happen. And I just rolled up the sleeves of my shirt real quick. And I kind of caught myself, but I thought like, man, we are down here.
Mm-hmm.
We are out here.
If you broke your ankle
or if he broke his,
oof.
Right. So I was actually thinking the inverse.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I broke mine, I'll just walk on my hands. I'm a CrossFitter and get out of there.
Yeah,
no, but I thought, the ability to carry someone out and do something. And so
how much does he weigh, you think?
Oh, I bet John's, he's a little bit taller than me. So he's probably 6'2". I bet he's 180, 185, maybe.
185.
Yeah.
Carrying a dead weight 185 dude on your back that's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not dead weight. Hopefully he just like broke his one leg and the other one he can hobble out on. But, yeah. I tried to talk him into lifting, but maybe one day.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm assuming maybe you probably got this training in the military of like how to pick up a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about that one day, like 2 years ago. I was like, oh, I hope I'm strong enough to carry someone out of like, some situation like that. Sure. Then I was like, wait, how do you get him on your shoulder? But then I looked it up and there's like different techniques, but I was like, I bet you learned that. Yeah,
there's different techniques. It's actually in our annual combat fitness test.
Oh.
So our annual combat fitness test is a movement to contact. So it's 880 yards, 800 meters, 880 yards, something like that.
That's a long 880s way.
They call it. Yeah. In your cami trousers and boots.
Okay.
And a t-shirt. So you run. So it's supposed to simulate like you're in combat, something pops off, boom, you run to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's the first event. And then you have a little bit of a break. Then your second event is 30-pound ammo can, 110 times overhead.
Which is easy for you.
Yeah, but that's because I know how to push press and it's just literally shoulders to lock out. And they don't care how you do it.
Oh, and you can push press.
Yeah. So Marines that's all I ever do is try to help Marines that are just trying to strict press. And I'm like, just use your knees from rep 1. You'll be fine.
Oh man.
And then the third one's this little circuit where you like start in your, in the low crawl, like on your belly in the prone, and you like crawl on the low crawl on the ground, then you high crawl, and then you like run this zigzag, and then there's a casualty there. And so you have to like buddy drag them. So they're just like sitting there and you pick them up, like their torso's upright.
They're facing away from you.
They're facing away. You grab them. And so then their feet are just like dead hanging on the ground. You do this buddy zigzag carry with them. And then you have to transition them 2 over your body.
Okay. How do you do it?
Well, so the people are alive. It's actually a Marine. So how it is, they go, Broggi, you weigh 220.
Yeah.
You can go 10 pounds either way. So I'm always looking for the 210 guy.
Yeah.
And so, what happens is you finish them up, you stand them up, you grab their arm with one hand, and then you go to put your arms like around their buttocks, and then you scoop it with the shoulder up.
Okay. Yeah.
But in reality, it's not cheating. But like that Marine's like jumping up a little bit and then taking their hand and putting it in the low of your back.
Okay.
As you're running with the body.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a big help than if you've ever like picked up one of those dummies, which I've also done, a 200-pound dummy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's even way different.
Way different.
But still, in both scenarios, you get a little bit of an idea.
Yeah. The carrying is hard, but I've seen like you like get in front of their feet and you like use momentum to like pull them backwards and they kind of go down to you.
Go around.
And then there's like some crazy roll you can do.
I don't know about
I've seen that. I don't know. It's something, but
what kind of websites are you on?
Carryingmarines.com. I don't know.
On a South Carolina election week, the nicest thing about fishing today was that I finally stopped getting texts from Nikki Haley.
Is she still going?
Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just, so that is a funny thing when you come out of the forest, and your phone just goes, and every time I drive out of the forest and I just park.
Yeah.
And I just sit there for an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to die on the way home. Otherwise,
might as well
let me see what's afire. And today I was just like, delete Nikki Haley, delete this politician, delete that get rid of all of this.
Did you donate now?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Dang.
I didn't.
He needs another text.
Yeah. Send me one, Nikki. Send me a text. What else before we get the guys on here?
I think that's a pretty good
I
story.
think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's get these guys on here. All right. Episode 008 of the
008. Okay. Wait on.
We need an order. Okay. Jeff, as the organizer of things, what's the official order of OKs?
We'll go. So yeah, Grant, you'll do the little episode 0 whatever number of the, and then I'll go. Trey will go, and then Jordy, if you want to give us a nice big okay. Yeah.
His name's PJ.
Oh,
and
PJ.
then we all go together.
Okay, you want to give it a test real quick?
Yeah, let's give it a test. This is live, by the way. Okay. All right. This is episode 008 of the
Okay.
Okay.
We do it again.
One more take. Trey, you were early anyway. Okay.
Together's going to be tough because of the delay.
Yeah, but we're going to try.
All right.
We just have to delay.
Okay. Or they have to. Okay.
No, we delay. They're late.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Episode 008 of the
Okay.
podcast. I'm your host, Grant Broggi. We have Major Jeff Biggie, United States Marine Corps fly fisherman extraordinaire. Trey Gottlich, he is Texas' best bass fisherman in the neighborhood of Bass. And PJ, Mr. GOMAD, gallon of milk a day guy. But I got to say, before we get into the to the show notes and everything that we have to talk to, which I don't even know, but Jeff hopefully knows, we picked up our first sponsor this week.
Huge.
And so we're really going places. And so we're going to read our first sponsorship ad here. And we'll just see how it goes.
This is exciting.
Attention orders.
I may or may I may or may not have a script. And I think that the instructions from the script are good. So I'm going to read those too. So it says, start with an upbeat tune. And then the host is supposed to say this. Quick pause, folks, to shout out to our friends at BW Tax in Greenville, South Carolina. Run by a diehard Boston sports fan and proud Citadel alumnus Brendan, BW Tax takes the pain out of tax season for individuals and businesses alike. I've used them, and believe me, they're like having a tax genius and fellow sports enthusiast in your corner. Whether you're tackling self-employment taxes or aiming for a personal best on your return, BW Tax is your go-to team. Don't get sidelined by tax stress. Check them out at bwtaxllc.com. I probably should look that up. BW Tax. Give me the website for the end of the thing, PJ. And tell Brendan that the OK Podcast sent you. And I will just say, to add on to that, doesn't matter what state you live in. I didn't used to know this. I used to think, like, oh, I live in California, I have to get a CPA in California. You can hire a CPA anywhere. Everyone probably knew that except me. But Brendan helps a bunch of people. He helped me with returns. He helped me do a multi-business move from California to the great state of South Carolina back into a free country. And he's amazing. He'll do a consult call with you. And his website is
bwtaxllc.com.
I was right.
That is bwtaxllc.com.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
There we go. So we're sponsored. So if you have a thriving business and you want 300 listeners a week, we're your guys. We're your guys. That's not nobody.
If you don't have a thriving business, just don't even talk to us.
Yeah. Or just don't do your taxes.
Yeah, we don't want you to listen if you don't have a thriving business. Don't do your
taxes. Yeah.
And these listeners, they're not just kicking tires.
No, they're not kicking tires.
No.
They're buyers.
They're buyers.
They're buyers. They're buyers.
Selling olive oil in Newport.
That's a story you're going to have to tell one day.
We already told it.
Again, though.
Oh, okay. We'll tell it again. Yeah, no.
We're bound to repeat a story or two. It's gonna.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we tell the same stories to each other over and over. So.
Yeah, I got one about a radio and some pentagrams. Yeah.
Jack White.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, take us away.
Okay. I mean, first things first, I think the people are dying to know, Jordy, what's going on with the GOMAD? How you doing? How's the weight? Moving in the right direction?
All right.
Wait.
So what?
Did you spill any milk this week?
I don't think I spilled one drop of milk this week.
Well, if you do,
before he goes, and not to give away OK Podcast secrets, but so we have in our Slack channel, there's an OK Podcast channel, and it's the four of us. Did you guys not expect like milk photos constantly?
But when it started and we were getting that milk jug, empty milk jug, I was like, oh, nice. We're going to get a lot of good milk updates.
I mean, once you see one
silence.
I don't know.
That's not true.
The proof is in the scale.
I'll be honest with you. I couldn't even look at a milk carton by today. So it's little screen time with milk I had. I took advantage of that. But okay, so the official weight update is I started day one at 180.3 pounds. I guess this is technically day 6 because I started on Wednesday of last week. And we record on Tuesdays. As of day 6, which is today, 185.6 pounds. So that is an additional 5.9 pounds, almost hit 6 pounds gained in 1 week.
Not 1 week,
nice.
6 days. You still have
not even a whole week. So it could. I bet I will hit 6 pounds in a week.
You'll hit 200 tomorrow. Yeah.
At this rate, yeah. It's like Bitcoin, 14% a week. So all I'll say about that is, if you're thinking about GOMAD, I got good news and bad news. The good news is that it does work. I gained almost 6 pounds in 6 days. That's like a pound a day, basically. So you will get bigger. The bad news is you will hate milk with a deep, fiery, burning passion.
Wait. Quick pause.
Yeah.
Jordy, can you just play back you last week going 2 glasses of milk 4 times a day?
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Just run that clip.
The gallon of milk a day, we figured this out last week. It's 2 full glasses of milk.
4 times a day.
4 times a day. Yeah. That's not bad because you can slam a glass of milk in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
But that's doing that twice, 4 times a day. That seems for some reason better than a gallon of milk.
We're back.
I was so young. I was young. I was naive.
You were much lighter back then too. Yeah.
I was much lighter. Yeah. I just didn't understand the ways of the world yet.
So milk made your brain grow.
Yes. I'm much smarter now. It's good. My bones are basically indestructible right now. I fell off a 2-story building yesterday. Just got up. I just walked away.
Freedom.
I realized
milk is freedom.
Yes.
I realized that there's milk futures on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's down, right? So I'm not even doing enough.
I blame you.
That means you guys got to go GOMAD too. Then I think
sell my milk money,
support the cause. And then the other downside that you're going to get is that you'll spend more time on the toilet than you ever expected. At least for me. But I will say I think I'll adjust. I'll play this clip next week when I'm still sitting on the toilet. but I do think that my body will adjust. I
What,
think
are you going to go for 2 weeks?
I can't stop now.
Oh, I love it. I love
I was
it.
like,
Yes.
you could,
gotta hit
like, no one.
200.
You got to hit 200.
You got to hit 200.
I have a request. I have a request, and this can be denied by the group, and I will just abide by. This will be a democracy. It'll be a vote. Okay. I request doing 2 jugs of Fairlife as opposed to 1 gallon of milk, just for stomach.
on the
relief.
show.
Not on the show.
No.
I mean
Daily.
daily.
Every day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
what would that be in terms of like?
we would have been okay with that the whole time.
That's not. Wait.
No.
It's not. It's not quite a gallon though.
Oh, well, you got to get a gallon, but it can be Fairlife.
Okay, so
Jordy, like no one's making you do this.
Well,
It'll
we're just
be-
making
Are you
it.
Whoa.
Dude,
This is all Jordy's idea.
your wife is making me do it.
Oh, that's right. She did. Yeah, she was shaming you. Yeah.
We're technically just making him do it through tomorrow, because when we turned on the camera last week, we told him a 7-day commitment.
I
So
say Fairlife next
after
week.
tomorrow.
After tomorrow.
After tomorrow.
I mean, I think a jug of Fairlife is 52 ounces per jug. And I believe,
Don't ask the homeschool kid how many ounces are in a gallon.
I believe it's 128. I believe it's 128. So then 2 jugs would be 100 and it'd be 13 gallons basically. No,
I trust your milk math over mine at this point.
Yeah.
that would be 104 ounces. So not
You'd be
quite
24
128
ounces short.
So I need to drink 2.5 Fairlifes basically. Yeah,
Just do
something like that.
2 things of Fairlife a day.
I think that's good.
Make 1 whole and 1 chocolate.
Ooh.
And then mix them in a gallon jug and fill up the Delta with cream.
Do you guys want to
FOMAD.
Heavy
We'll call
whipping
FOMAD. Yeah.
Do you guys want to guess the macros in 1 jug of Fairlife?
I'm going to guess 78 grams of protein.
Let's see.
Wait. Jeff's got to guess.
I'll say 60 grams of protein.
Okay. Trey.
All right. I'm going to price this right, Grant. I'll go 77.
Yeah, because they love putting 77 on nutritional fact labels. But okay.
Wait, they love putting 78?
So
They do.
So 1 jug is 78. No, I'm just kidding. No, 1 jug is 96 grams of protein.
Okay.
Hey,
And then-
wow. Okay.
Wow.
Calories. What do we think about calories? 1 jug.
Grant, you go first.
750.
751.
Okay.
Okay.
$1.
It's 900 calories.
3 Bitcoins.
900
I was
calories.
closest.
Okay.
Calories.
So
How many
Jeez
carbs?
Louise.
So 2.5 jugs of Fairlife would be 2,225 calories.
Dude, you almost can't afford not to drink.
You can't
it.
afford not to. So, carbohydrates. Let's look at that real quick. Actually, not that many. This is 36 grams.
Basically carnivore.
Wow.
36 in a jug.
0 carbs.
Wow.
All right, so let's get down to the brass tacks. How do you feel in the weight room?
Oh, I mean, I had 5x5 squats today because according to part 1 of this episode, I just pick whatever day I want to lift during the week. But
Yeah.
I did 5x5
Sorry.
squats today.
Oh,
Felt great. It was 305 5x5.
Which is your best is 320.
325 5x5.
325, okay.
And I will say, I do remember the first time I did 305 5x5, and I was like not sleeping the night before. I was thinking about it. Like I was nervous about 305.
And now you weren't sleeping because you had the runs.
And I was just on the toilet, so I didn't have time. No, but today 305 5x5 did not feel like the first 305 5x5.
Okay.
It was a lot easier.
How many minutes rest did you take?
5.
Okay.
So
what did you rate your what did you perceive to rate? How many reps did you have in reserve?
at least 2 Fairlifes.
Okay, 2 Fairlifes in reserve.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But it was good. It was easier. And I did 145 on the press 5x5. And
Nice.
that felt like fine. Like that wasn't even bad.
So I think we got to do a little summary here. 6 days, 6 pounds for people that say they can't can't gain weight. 1 gallon of milk a day works.
It works.
Before photo, after photo,
I think I just got fatter.
A lot of it went to your stomach.
Straight to my stomach.
But your lifts went up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when you go carnivore at the end,
oh man,
it'll be me, you, and Liver King. Just
shredded PJ.
headed to the moon.
Yeah. And then when I hop on Trend, dude.
Yeah.
Game over.
You know
You'll
what
be
they
pulling
say?
it to Arnold next year.
You know what they say? Trent is not a sin.
That's what
Mass.
they say.
Yeah.
That's what Tucker
Grant
said.
told me mass moves
mass.
I think that's true.
Fact.
It's
Physics.
definitely that's just true. You will come to the Arnold booth 1245, and when Steve Bake walks up and pulls 850 beltless, I don't know what he weighs. It's got to be 308 or more.
Oh.
You're going to be like,
Jeez.
wow, mass
Jeez.
moves mass.
It sounds too simple to be true.
Nah,
Keep drinking the
that's-
milk. We'll find
But
out.
it's true,
it
man.
isn't.
We'll
It
get to
isn't.
the bottom of this.
Yeah, man. Dude, should you bulk to 300?
I'm done bulking. Yeah, I'm
No, let's all do it. Let's all bulk to 300. Let's do it. Come on.
It's all
That's what the listeners want.
272 or bust. I may do one more bulk in my life. Maybe when I finish carnivore.
What would you go up to?
The most I've ever tipped the scales was 251.
251 at 6'1".
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I was taller back then, but I was
Yeah, you-
very uncomfortable. I had to buy like large, long camis. It looked like pregnancy camis.
Did you get sleep apnea?
Yeah, I got sleep apnea. Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah,
not worth it.
251's miserable. Well, because you know how my body operates. You get to 218 and then it just all goes to my face. So 225, 7 extra pounds to your face. 235, 17 extra pounds to your face. So
It's not linear.
yeah.
But did
So-
you lift more?
So I was still running, I would say my first kind of like intermediate run. And so, yeah, I that's the period that I would say I got air quotes strong was then. And then what I found out though was when I dieted down, you always lose in a deficit like initially, but then the strength was there. So, I mean, I squatted 500 at 248 was what I weighed in on the meet day. And then I since have squatted 515 at like 218 or something. So,
Oh, damn.
yeah.
No.
Proof
So-
is in the pudding.
I thought mass moves
wait,
mass.
Does move mass?
So
move
mass moves mass. Yeah, but then so yeah. No, I think you have to your initial strength phase, like Jeff on the Mew, you gained a ton of weight.
Oh yeah, I probably started around like. I feel like back then I was usually hovering around 205 ish, and then I think I got back from you and I was like 240 ish. Dude, it was
He was
it was
thick.
me and this other guy, one of the other
Trey.
lieutenants in the platoon. His name was Alex Newham. Also, like one of those, just a freak strong person, like, and just always like crazy lean but crazy strong. This one like Navy like cook that would work in the officer's mess or the wardroom. Like he would see us come through the line and he'd be like, "Oh, big dogs, gotta get the big dog special." And we'd just pile on food on these plates. I mean, you would just be so uncomfortable afterwards. And like, but the lifts just kept going up. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, all right, 5 more pounds every time." It was awesome.
Jeff's walking sideways through the ship.
It was so
What
awesome.
you guys remember that photo we had of the three of us sitting on that love seat in Dana Point? Does anyone still have that?
Oh my god.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a 2.5 person love seat, but I think we all weighed in excess of 240 pounds. What would you weigh when you were in the core, Trey? Like 225 probably.
Like towards the end,
Yeah.
I was probably. I think I left 235.
Okay, 230. Yeah, so we were all pretty big and
Big boys.
robust sitting on it. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
we look like a couple of boys from Nebraska.
No, you must be from Nebraska.
Corn fed.
Who do you want kicking down the door? A skinny dude?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I want 248 Jeff kicking down the door.
Yeah, I kicked down so many doors. Oh
I
my
want
God.
I want an M777 and a 248 Jeff. God's
Yes.
gun.
Oh,
Jeff
man.
said, "Leave the 7-ton. I'll tow this thing."
I remember trying to get ready for the PFT after I got back. It was terrible.
Was that the
Oh,
one?
man.
Was that the one where I graded you? It was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like- Jeff's like, I don't want to run in front of anybody.
This sounds legal.
It's all right. I got out.
It was legal. All right, Jeff, what's next?
All right. I think there was some good lifting talk kind of mixed in there. So I think this is a good segue to kick it over to Tre, get a little update, see how things are going. And maybe you got a question that you want to ask about lifting or just life.
Yeah, I got to use. Amateur lifting question / update sponsored by
BW Tax.
BW Tax, yeah. If you got any question about taxes, call BW.
Questions about lifting, call me.
Call Greg. So let me see. Yesterday, did squat, still doing novice, squat 375, bench 267 and a half, and then deadlift 450. Let me see.
Are you still deadlifting every time?
Yeah.
Dude, it's incredible. You're about to pass me.
Dude, no, it's not, dude. Deadlift. We just say 500? Oh, okay. And then press, let me see. Tomorrow I got 155 on press. So
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, still feeling good, man. Still everything's going up still. So I don't know.
What's your consistency train right now? Like, are you 4 weeks no missed workout, 5 weeks, or?
Oh, dude. I started this thing, let me see, January 15th.
Oh, so you're like 6 weeks in, 5 weeks in.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5 weeks in. Wow. Man, your lifts are skyrocketing.
Yeah. Well, you were fairly consistent. Then you had you had your jumper's knee from hanging out with Garth Brooks.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I have a Garth Brooks story later. Remind me.
Okay. Dude, yeah, I don't know. I would say probably about a year ago, I was on the train going real smooth. Numbers were going up. And then I went on vacation and it just I didn't get back into it.
Hey, I'm on vacation. Skipped every workout.
That vacation lasted probably 4 months. Yeah. So
a good vacation.
Free slope.
Yeah, I know. Great vacation. And so then started this up again. And then, here we are. So It's going good, feeling good. I'm still running this until I guess either my body breaks or I can't keep going, right? I don't know.
So was there a lifting question or were you going to fill this shit?
Are you ready for it? No, are you ready for it? If
you don't have any questions for me, I got a question for you.
So my question is, I feel I'm coming toward the tail end of running this novice progression, right?
Sure.
Hopefully, maybe, who knows? So how do you, to me, it's hey, once you enter the intermediate phase, how do you start setting goals as far as hey, I want to hit this in squat? Do you just I know you're not picking an arbitrary number. Do you just pick it off hey, this is what I've hit so far. This is what I want to get to. How does that work?
Yeah. So I think, one, it depends what your goal with this novice phase is. Cause what I would say is on this novice phase, your numbers are, if I were to throw a strong enough numbers, pulling 450 for 5 is strong enough for what life's throwing at you. At the same time, I think you are above average in your genetics of running this, and you may be able to run that to 500 by 5 or 475 by 5. And I don't think you'll be able to do that deadlifting 3 times a week. I think sometime very soon you're going to have to reduce that frequency, but you may be able to run it. So I would say run it right now, right? Until it stops working and see where you get. And then when you start, actually the video after this podcast comes out that we'll have released Wednesday was tips for the advanced novice. And it's literally exactly where you're at. Hey, keep deadlifting heavy, deadlift a little bit less frequently, keep squatting heavy, squat a little less frequently, that kind of stuff. But I think for goals, when people go and they run out their novice progression, generally what I like them to do is a test day. And I say, hey, you've done all this work, sets of 5. We've never let you do singles. We've never let you, test out because you're a novice. So why would you test out when you could pull another set of 5? But at the end of that, I generally like to give people 2 to 3 lighter workouts and then say, hey, you're going to come in. You're not going to put on a weird bathing suit looking singlet and do a strict competition, but you're going to try to hit a 1 rep max on the squat, the press or bench, your choice, or both if you want. Both is fine too. And deadlift. And then like all this work you did, it's going to be higher than your last set of 5. So if you run this to 475 by 5, and then, maybe you pulled 480 for a triple or whatever, like you're going to be able to pull 490, 495. You're going to be able to pull something heavier than you've ever pulled in a workout. Mm-hmm. And I think that's super important for lifters because they kind of like they get a total, right? And they get these 1 rep maxes, and that's all they wanted to do the whole time. It's like they're at 225. I'm like, dude, don't max out right now. Like your squat's going to go up to 300. Like just keep riding it. And if they ride it, it's like, hey, now go max out. So I think that's step 1. And then I always tell people like evaluate the whole health picture. I'm like, what do you want? I'll have a lot of people in the gym that gain body fat during that time. And I'm like, are you happy with your body weight? And they'll be like, no, I want to lose weight. I say, okay, here's the goal. We drop, depending on the male, female, how much weight, we drop 10 pounds over the next 12 weeks. But at the end of that, we hit all these numbers again. Right. And so like, I think setting goals like that can be helpful, saying, hey, I want to maintain my strength, but at a lower body weight, if that's the goal. And then it's, as you get further on, I like people to pick one kind of lift per, cycle. So, hey, I'm starting a new program, kind of intermediate. And I'm like, hey, this is going to be squat and maybe bench biased. We're still going to press for something.
How long is this cycle for?
Depends. I usually write programs between like 10 and 12 weeks.
Okay.
Right? But then just say, hey, at the end of that, I'm going to be okay if I PR my squat and everything else. Maybe I don't even test it, but kind of stays the same. And then I always think plate goals are good and round numbers, so if you, let's say your LP ran out and you were at 485, like 500 is a good goal. Right.
Yeah.
The next 45 on like 585 in the deadlift is a cool number just because it's another plate, looks cooler, but I don't know. Does that answer your question?
No, that makes sense. Yeah. So it's kind of, if I were to sum it up, kind of what you're saying. So towards the end of the novice program, take a couple days off, we'll lift lighter, and then you do essentially a 1 rep max.
Yeah.
Correct. And then that kind of gives you a baseline of like, hey, here's where your 1 rep max is currently. Then you'll make a program based off two of those lifts, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So basically what we do, I should put you in one of the channels of Slacks, but like our programming channel, it's a template. And generally I'm against templates for new lifters in terms of just plug in a squat PR of 315 and calculate out and do your lifts. But if you've actually run the novice program, then the problem that intermediate lifters have is they don't show up and they don't do stuff because it's like really hard. So in that one, it'll say day 1, 5x5 squats at 82% of 1 rep max. And so Trey's like 500 times 82%. Jordy's like 600 because I've been drinking milk times 82%. And everyone's kind of running the same program. And I always bias those programs towards 1 or 2 lifts to PR. Because if you run the novice program and you're a legitimate intermediate, I'm not saying you can't make progress on all lifts, but it's definitely harder.
Yeah.
And I definitely try to shorten down the workout duration, because that's the problem that I've seen is when I first started, it was, hey, you're an intermediate now, 2 hours in the gym, 3 days a week. No one has time for that. No one does that. So if you're going to truncate it down to 70 minutes 3 times a week, something's going to suffer at that level of lifting. Yeah. So we're just saying, hey, this particular program, like you're still deadlifting. You're not like losing, strength in your deadlift. You're still pressing, but this program is focused on PRing your squat and your bench. And then the next one, I'll like do the inverse.
No, that makes sense. I told Jeff I have very tangible goals, and it's literally 0.5 pound heavier than my brother's PRs.
Very specific.
Are you close?
Am I close? On some, yes. On others, no. So it's kind of
okay. I'd say you're far away because the strength code doesn't make 0.25 pound plates yet. So yeah.
What? Damn. Oh.
Yep.
So we're getting there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. Good. Yeah. No. Good information, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tre, you're killing it. You're killing it. Now you got to find a belt that can stay on when you deadlift.
Yeah, I know. I sent Jeff a video of me deadlifting 450 yesterday, and I was using like a Velcro belt, and then I was like,
I thought this was a Strengco belt. I was like, what in the heck?
No, not yours. It was a cheap Velcro belt, and like on my
made in
second
China.
rep, China. Second rep, like stand up, and then like I hit the Velcro and it like pops off. And then I was like, oh, great. And then I like sat there for a second. I'm like, should I just like put it back on?
Keep going.
I kept going. Yeah. My arms.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother, ride the lightning.
Feel the thunder.
So,
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Amateur
Love
lifting
that.
update.
Brought to you by.
Well, right now, everything's brought to you by BW Tax. So he got a lot of bang for his buck on episode 8.
Did Duncan call?
Oh,
yeah.
I got a Duncan update. Duncan,
let's hear it.
Duncan kind of called.
Did they really?
Uh-oh. Cease and desist.
Shout out Ryan O'Sullivan, who joined the Slack because he was like, oh, I saw you were a starting strength coach and a Boston sports fan, hence my Celtics coffee cup tonight. And we're talking one day he posts his squat and form checks, and it's like nothing but Starbucks cups in the background. And so I just like roast him. And I forget his excuse. Sorry, Ryan. Something about his wife, I think. It's always good to blame the wife. But it was something like, it was something. And then randomly last week, he's like, hey, I just scored a Duncan XL hoodie that is only issued to Duncan maintenance employees. And I was like, he's like, do you want it? And I was like, yes. So he mailed it to me. It arrived today. It's just navy blue, like a Gildan extra large hoodie. And it just says Duncan. That's it. But I thought that was pretty cool. So basically,
we're sponsored.
Basically, we're sponsored. We're getting free merch.
Kind of mad I'm not wearing it right now.
Sounds like Duncan's really putting out BW Tax. Where you at? Where are those hoodies?
Where are those hoodies at?
Wait, you said you had a Garth story?
Oh yeah, I'll make this real quick.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll go into my fishing story, but I went fishing today, and on the way back, I'm riding, and I'm through this like stretch of the mountain where it's 20 minutes no service. I generally have a JBL Bluetooth speaker in my '97 Chevy that operates as a speaker.
Naturally,
got it, so I had to listen to the radio. Oof. And I get through a bunch of terrible country songs, modern day, and then all of a sudden the first note hits, and I'm like, it's Garth Brooks, much too young for feeling this damn old. And I recorded the whole song, almost crashed my truck on this windy road. I meant to send it to you guys, but then I rushed in here and started setting up for the podcast, but I'll send it to you after the show.
Yeah, send it to us later.
Okay.
Yeah. Love that.
All right, Jeff.
All right, what's today?
Next?
Today's date is what, the 20th?
Yep.
Is that right? So that means we're 10 days out from the Arnold.
Oh man.
Right? Yeah, 10 days.
Nine leap year
9.
travel day.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah.
Trey, you excited?
I am excited. I also it's kind of like don't know what to expect.
It's good. It's
good. So I'm excited. Yeah, like hanging out with all my buddies. I private message Jocko on Instagram. Not even joking.
Yeah.
I go, hey man, I'm gonna be at the Arnold.
If you see a guy in a cowboy hat, that's me.
That's me, man. I go, hey, looking forward to seeing you at the Arnold. Come over.
That's
nice.
funny.
Booth.
Did he respond?
No, of course
Obviously.
not. No, he was too busy working out.
Booth 1245, by the way.
Yeah. I sent it at 2:45 in the morning, so I figured he'd be.
So he was up.
Yeah,
he was in the gym.
Damn.
Yeah, he's
pounding some Jocko fuel.
That's why I didn't answer.
That's right.
He was working out.
It's busy. Yeah, I did give Trey the little heads up that like, oh yeah, everyone at the Arnold can just pull 455 like cold for like 10 reps. They'll just show up and be like, well, what's on the bar? Oh, okay, let's pull. I'll do that. Just like, what do I get?
Or they think they can even when they can't. They'll walk up. They'll be like, how much is that? You'll be like 500. They're like, I could do that. Yeah. And it's so weird at the Arnold because half the people that say that just walk up and do it, whether they look like they can or not. And then some people will just completely round their backs out. Their face turns like purple. And it just doesn't budge.
They'll pull for like 60 seconds and you're just like, hey, buddy. No.
And they always just go, oh, I just worked out yesterday.
That's what it was.
Are there dudes who come up and you're like, there's no way this guy's doing this, and then he just like pulls
over and over, like so many times that you just start to believe that everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's wild. So we'll Jordy and I and Diana will leave Wednesday. We'll get up there. I don't know. I imagine we'll leave midday because there's a lot of stuff to pack. And to get up there. So we'll go up there and then we'll get in that night. And then Thursday morning, I think 8 to 10 is the window that the truckload of stuff arrives. So then we'll be booth setting up, waiting on extra hands. You guys get in evening, afternoon?
Yeah, I plan on showing up and everything be done.
Yeah, and go to dinner.
Yeah.
Grant, I'm here. Free labor. Take me to dinner.
Yeah, we get there like I think we're supposed to land at like 3:30 p.m. So like late afternoon, and so we'll head right over to the convention center.
You better get to work.
I told Kaylee, I was like, we're not there to have fun. We're there to work.
Also, you're a surprise.
But I was like, also you could probably have fun. Go meet mixed squats.
I saw the story. I saw the story you posted. So I don't, I think we touched on it last week. I don't know anybody who's going to be there, but this CT Fletcher, is that his name?
Set.
Freaking.
He curled. He was the world champion, like in curls.
Yeah. Strict curl
225.
Jordy knows all about it. Butt, back, head, all touching a wall.
Yeah. So it's 3 points of contact, your butt, your back, and your head. And it's an easier curl bar. And you got to just dead stop and then curl it up. He did 225.
225.
I think it was 225.
His record lasted, what was it, like 30 years or something?
It was a long time.
A really long time. And then some Russian guy beat it.
Yeah.
And then CT has comments on, if he did it correctly or not.
Is it questionable form?
There was two people that beat it. One he said was a legitimate beat.
Yeah.
And then the other one, there was a wall that you rested against, but there was no head. Like the wall stopped at your shoulders.
So you can lean back.
And so you could potentially lean back more. And that one, he's like, I don't know if I count that. But one of the guys, also Russian, did legitimately beat it, and he looks like he could beat it. Dude looked like Popeye.
So they're bringing strict curling back. And so I think CT, I don't know if he's going to be announcing it.
I hope.
Or whatever, but that's why he's there. And Jen Thompson, who you probably saw on the bench as well, Jeff, she world record, I think her bench is 333. She's like 11 time. She just comes to the Arnold every year and adds like 2 more pounds to the bench, and no one's even close to like being even in competition with her.
Fake weights.
She's also doing the strict curling competition.
Oh, nice.
So
hell yeah.
CT's coming to the booth to like meet and greet prior to the strict curl competition, which is at 3. And then Jen's coming after the competition at 5 to hang out. Saturday's a big day. Yeah.
We'll
probably give them a shirt. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If they curl enough weight. Yeah.
Yeah. If they strict curl enough weight.
Yeah.
What's your strict curl PR, guys?
God, dude.
That's a great question.
90?
Yeah. Maybe.
I was doing it with my Russian friend the other
day. He crushed me.
Oh, man.
Dang. Russians.
Better red than dead.
Do you want to get some sports talk?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Like, I got college baseball is quickly approaching.
It's here.
It's here? What's going on?
That's my question.
So I don't know.
Gamecocks.
Having played college baseball, I don't follow it at all.
Well, I'm hoping you can enlighten me on this rule. So the Gamecocks opened up and swept, and they had a no-hitter. They were playing Miami of Ohio, and so they were up 13. They were up 13-0. And they ended the game in the 7th.
Oh, run ruled.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. I figured as an Emerson alumnus and baseball player, you've probably been run ruled. So how does
You're not wrong.
That was my guess.
Trust me, if they brought me in to pitch, it was usually like, all right, the game's in here pretty quick. Yeah, it's like maybe like 12. Like if you're up by 12 runs after, if it's a 9-inning game and you're up by 12 runs after 7, it's over. I think it's like 10 runs after, or like 12 runs after 5, like 10 after 7.
Okay.
I think I vaguely remember like that being the rules.
It never happened to you.
No.
Never.
Yeah, we were always doing it to the other teams. Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
Jeff, you pitched?
Yeah.
Wait, what was your if you were throwing something like what was your like go-to like pitch or 2 pitches?
Please say knuckleball.
No, I wish. No, I like a fastball. Fastball,
boring.
changeup, and curveball. So like pretty standard. I didn't have anything crazy. But yeah.
Did you throw it? Was it submarine where they go down?
No.
Did you ever try it?
I don't think I had the flexibility for that. I think you gotta be made out of rubber to get down into that position.
All right. I'm going to name 5 teams in the top 5 of baseball on the first week's record, except one of them is fake. So
Continue.
you guess the fake one. All right.
Okay.
So TCU, LSU, Florida, Wake Forest, and Texas.
I'm gonna go Texas.
Okay.
Just because.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Texas also.
PJ?
Dude, I have no context. So I'm going to go Florida.
Okay. Well, it's because I said it wrong. Yeah. How did you guys know that? Texas is number 10. Yeah. I thought you were going to say Wake Forest, but Wake Forest is number 1.
Wake Forest is usually pretty good.
Yeah.
They usually have a pretty good
Texas
program.
is 16.
But so does Texas.
Yeah. Texas was the lie. But
Did they get beat this?
Texas is 2-1. So they won. Everyone has an opening series on their belt. That's like about it. Some people have played one game. Aggie swept, Gamecock swept, South Carolina's
4-0, baby.
Yeah.
They won tonight.
Wreaking havoc. So college baseball up and at 'em. College basketball.
Coming on March, baby.
Yeah, moving into March.
I see Auburn finally broke the winning streak at home. Yeah, they won. They were like 18-0 at home.
Okay.
So when the Gamecocks went in there, the Gamecocks were plus 444. I was like, the Gamecocks are so like hot. Like they're number 11, number 13. Like, why is this? But Vegas knows. And
Dude, they know.
Auburn wiped the floor with Auburn.
Dude.
Until they lost the game earlier this week at home. They had won every home game by 20 points or more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What's your coach's name? Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl.
Former Tennessee coach.
Real stand-up guy. Yeah.
Hey, he knows how to
potential sponsor.
Players, and now he's a
sponsor. Bruce Pearl.
Yeah. They're doing great because they can get paid. Like,
would you say out of all like sporting, I don't know if you want to say postseason tournaments, playoffs, what you want to call it, do you think March Madness is the best one?
Who are you asking? Ask Jeff.
I think it's up there.
This is mainly geared towards Jeff.
Yeah,
like, what's a better one?
Well, you could probably even like as far as teams like with the potential to like get hot, make a run, and be like, whoa, who's this team? Never heard of them. I'd say either like College World Series or like the NCAA basketball tournament are probably up there.
Yeah, I think it's, if you're talking tournaments, I mean, if you want to watch athleticism and a champion, like watch the NBA playoffs. But if you're talking a tournament,
sheer enjoyment.
Well, I think what's cool about it. So as a Citadel alumnus, we're never in the running for much, but college baseball, there's always a shot because, we're not so great right now, but historically we've had a decent program known to make regionals, super regionals. And so it's, there's a shot at making it. Or I was looking at that Gamecock stat when they were ranked 13 and said the highest they were ranked since like 99. I'm like, that's not true. I saw them at the Final Four in Arizona. I was like, oh, right. They entered through the tournament. So
Cinderella story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think, what other tournaments are there?
I don't know. I guess you could go like
it'll be.
I'm curious this college football playoff. Football? Yeah. If that ends up being just as good.
I don't know. Yeah, football. It's like one of that. That's a sport where I'm like, does football lend itself to like kind of this like getting hot at the right time? I guess you kind of see it in like the NFL playoffs sometimes, but it'll be interesting to see for that like translates into college.
Yeah, I think it will. And like first 2 rounds are played like at home stadiums.
Oh, nice.
At least I know the first one is
16 teams now.
12.
Basically the Big 12.
That's right.
Essentially, yeah.
Except all the Big 12 is now the SEC.
Yeah. And there is no Pac-12, so it can't be that.
There's no Pac-12.
Well, all the Pac-12 is now the Big 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And there's no Pac-12.
Yeah.
Right, Jordy?
Right, PJ?
I was going to say that, dude. That was my point. You took my line.
Big sports guy.
Dude.
Big Pac-12 guy. Very sad.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Quidditch tournament kind of guy.
Are you a beater? Are you a chaser?
Slytherin's got it this year. No, I'm neither one of those things. But
whoa,
right, Grant?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I was thinking. Am I a beater or a chaser?
Chaser.
I hardly know her. All right. What's next?
Nice.
Next slide.
Next slide.
Quick Liverpool update. Just 10-second update. Still in first. Love it. Man City dropped points. So now Liverpool is fully in first place right now.
How's Wrexham doing?
I don't know. I haven't seen how they're doing in their like tier of the English football like association, but they were
fourth last I checked.
They got to the 4th or 5th round of like the FA Cup, which is like the football association in England or in the UK has like a countrywide tournament. So like teams are at the very bottom tier. So like think like a AA baseball team is in a tournament with Major League Baseball teams essentially. Yeah. And they got pretty far. So they're doing well. They got promoted from last year. So it's kind of cool to see them also doing well at the next tier. So
Grant, if you're looking for an intro into soccer, I would watch that Wrexham show on FX.
Okay.
It's Ryan Reynolds and the guy from
Rob McElhenney.
Rob McElhenney, yeah. They bought a team, like a really bad team.
Is that the guy with the mustache?
Like he might have had a mustache at one point. He
plays Mac on It's Always Sunny. Yeah, he had like a beard and then like a goatee, and then he got fat, and then he got jacked.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he was gay.
Yeah. He got fat when he was on the novice program.
Yeah.
The fat.
Then he got on the Slack, and now he's good.
No, good show. I would. Yeah, if you want to kind of learn something about soccer, I would watch that show. It's super good.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know anything about soccer.
Well, we got the Six Nations rugby tournaments going on right now.
Well, you said Ireland was playing England on the 20th, right?
Yeah. So, there's like a loser's bracket. So England, it's a double elimination deal. So England's got to play Scotland on the 24th. And then Scotland will be, I think, eliminated if they lose. And then Ireland plays England on March 6th.
Oh, okay.
It's a
long tournament.
It's super long. Yeah. Damn. It's like soccer. There's like 6 different championships going on all year long.
It's really difficult to keep straight.
Yeah,
like, wait,
really difficult to keep track.
This is a different tournament. Like they're in how many? Like what?
Is there a World Cup that they do?
There's a World Cup for rugby too. Yeah.
Is it every 4 years?
I think it was last summer.
France
put me on the spot.
Do they do it every 4 years too?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, 2023, France won. No, it was in France.
Okay.
South Africa.
Okay.
Won. Okay.
The all black. No, that's New Zealand, right? Who's
That's
all
New
black?
Zealand.
Yeah.
The haka.
Yeah, the haka.
Dude, that'll get you fired up.
That'll get you fired up. You know what that is?
I do. It fires me up.
Yeah, fires. Yeah. I watch it before I drink chocolate milk.
Yeah, that's how I get through GOMAD. I do the haka.
Do the haka, drink a gallon.
And then chug a gallon of milk.
It's actually where it originated from. They all had to drink
I
a
forgot
gallon.
about that.
That's how he switched to chocolate milk, all blacks.
That's the end
I don't
of the
think you
show.
can say that. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we can say it.
All right.
All right, so sports are wrapped up.
Sports are wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
Trey posted I thought it was kind of humorous once you actually started like reading it, was the article about the Marine Corps like being like, hey, we're still going to say like no to hands in the pockets. And then like this is a whole article. And it was then like, to me, like, well, the Navy recently adopted that you could put hands in your pockets. And then like, yeah, the Army, they still ban it. And then, well, the Air Force says it's okay. And it's just like,
what's Chesty's Puller's quote?
This is what we're talking about.
What's Chesty's Puller's quote? Any Marine who's cold with his hands on his pockets, a dumb Marine, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I thought he said retreat. Hell, we just got here.
Yeah, with my hands in my pockets.
Retreat. Hell, I just put my hands in my pockets.
That was full quote. There was a sergeant major that he was like, no, we got to cut this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was an Onion article until right now.
That's Marines.mil.
Yeah, that's true quality content right there.
Yeah,
I was a firm believer of hands in pockets.
Oh,
I mean, if they're cold,
I go both ways. I feel like when you're out in training or deployed, like
put them in.
Live your life, do what you got to do, stay warm. You're in like a bad environment. But then I do feel like there's like a baseline of standards when you're in garrison where it's like, come on, that it's all out the window in the reserves. I can't tell you how many gold chains I tucked in the last time I was at drill. And I'm never mean about it. And the Marines are always like, what, who's this? And I'm just like, hey, devil, your cross is hanging out. And it's just like this giant gold Mexican cross hanging out over his t-shirt. And I just like put it back in. Italian guys with silver chains. I'm just like, wow, I didn't know we could just free wear jewelry. And there's no way that accidentally comes out of your skin shirt.
No,
they weren't like hanging upside down to do something.
Fixing an alternator on a Humvee. Yeah. So I don't know. Go both ways on that.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I just think it's funny, like, we have to ban this. It's like, well, we can't just let people be discerning enough to figure out when, maybe I shouldn't have my hands in my pocket when I'm walking into the sergeant major's office or the CO's office, but
talking to someone that outranks me. Or,
I was on during TBS. You remember when you go on the ship during TBS, like you go walk around that ship for a day? So I was on that ship and I was like walking around, had my hands in my pockets. And then like to this day, any enlisted Navy person, I cannot tell you their rank. I don't know Navy ranks enlisted to save my life.
I know what a chief is.
So to be safe, I call everybody sailor.
Hey,
so it was some like E9 comes walking up to me. He goes, hey, sir, get your hands out of your pockets. I go, Roger that, sailor. He goes, what'd you call me? I'm like, I don't know what your rank is.
See, I did what Jeff does, and I just say, hoo-yah, senior chief, to everybody.
Hoo-yah! You get real motivated, do 10 push-ups for him, pop up.
Oh, man. The Navy's rank's different than the Marine Corps' rank.
I did know that. I don't know what they are.
Like, very different.
Is the Army different?
No one knows.
The Army's kind of different, kind of the same. They're like, they can go on tracks and it can get a little confusing, but it's mostly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Air Force is mostly the same too. right?
On the officer side. Enlisted side is also kind of funky. It's
you got like tech sergeant.
Like staff sergeant is like an E5 for them. Tech sergeant.
I just want to be a buck sergeant.
Buck sergeant.
Back when I was a buck sergeant. Oh man.
Yeah, y'all lost.
I remember when I had a Master Guns drop that on me. Back when I was a buck sergeant, I was like, "You were not in Vietnam. Like, what are you talking about?" Anyway,
Marine Corps is wild.
Yeah, wild times.
We got 2 majors here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Major Select down there, right? We got Gottlich.
Yeah.
Would you Major Select?
I got a letter specifically saying, "Hey, you did make major. You're officially out of IRR." I was like, "What? I got passed over. I got passed over.
I got my first
months.
Months. I just took a new photo."
Oh man!
All right, what else we got on the list?
There's a couple more things here. Again, this is a question, so a tray question, but not lifting related. This is more cooking related, culinary question.
Whoa.
Talking about like what's the best way to cook steaks?
Oh yeah, I thought this was a good one because
like grilling them. Is that
Mr. Carnivore over here? So I got a green egg.
Green eggs and ham. I do love them, Sam. I am.
Yeah. So I got a green egg on Facebook Marketplace, like dirt cheap because somebody was moving. And
what are we talking?
Dude, I'm like,
yeah,
phenomenal.
Dirt's kind of expensive this day.
Yeah. What kind of deal are we talking?
Cheaper than dirt. Dude, I got it for $200.
Ooh. Okay. The big one or the little one?
What's like the middle one?
The middle one.
Yeah. That's the one
I'd say that's pretty good to go.
Yeah.
It's very good to go.
They're like $1,000, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, they're crazy expensive. And I'm like, everything I've grilled on there has been phenomenal. But then I like, whenever we were living together, Jeff would do you would grill it and you would come in, reverse sear. I don't know. Jeff was very.
Well, I was usually just like pan frying it. Yeah. Like just, searing it on both sides in a pan, dropping the heat down lower, and then like butter and salt and pepper.
And so Grant, I figured, is like an expert now, only eating meat for the last, month and a half?
Yeah, still going.
Nice.
Diana made me a ribeye right before I came on tonight.
Okay.
Okay, I think a properly grilled steak, like on a grill with some type of charcoal, is hard to beat. I also think what's hard to beat is not having to light your grill. And I say this right now because I'm apartment living, right? But we go cast iron. We put a meter inside of it. We go cast iron high heat. So you preheat the oven to 500 degrees with the cast iron skillet in it. Pull the cast iron skillet out. Put it on the stovetop.
Okay.
Put your butter in. Whatever you're doing it in. We've been using butter. Drop it in. Sear 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Flip, and then grab the whole cast iron pan and put it back in the oven. And then just wait until the temp gets, 120 or, however you want it. I usually like to pull it like 5 to 8 degrees before whatever I want.
Let it sit.
Yeah. To let it sit. So I'm not saying that that's the best steak you'll ever have, but in terms of easiness and like way above average, that's how I've cooked 100% of my steaks during this because I don't have a grill right now.
So pre carnivore, like what, like season wise, like what would you put on it? Just salt and pepper still?
Yeah, I've always kind of been a salt and pepper guy on steaks. Growing up, my mom used a lot of Montreal steak seasoning, but we were buying either venison or not buying it, killing venison or buying cheaper cuts of meat. And so I think you like need that to give it some flavor. But if you're buying,
church it up.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Costco's not the highest grade meat. There's some people that think they're like mad about the kind of knives they use or something. There's like
potential sponsor.
Deep beef takes on Reddit about Costco's butcher shop. But I just think, if you're getting a USDA prime steak, I personally think salt, pepper, butter does the trick.
It's on beef Reddits. Reading about Costco steaks. Carnivores.
Hey, it's time to go to bed. He's like, hold on, 20 more minutes.
I got to post on this Reddit beef Beat
this.
I tell you about the time I got
carnivore's been going on too long.
I tell you about the time I got roasted on Espresso Reddit.
No.
So I get asked to be on this Ask Me Anything for like garage gym, home gym or something. And so I'm on the Ask Me Anything and I'm like, oh, I should like be on Reddit more. And so like people are asking me and I'm like posting and then I'm like looking at all these different things. And then I go to the espresso one because on Twitter, I always like post me like making a brica and it always gets like a bunch of engagements in the morning. And so I just post one and I'm just like hashtag or, r/espresso. And people are like, that's not espresso on a stovetop. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is. It's an espresso roast. It's Cafe Bustelo. And I like respond with that type of like, you idiot. Espresso means 9 pounds of pressure. It has nothing to do with the type of the roast. Espresso roast is just something they use to and it was just like this 4-paragraph of how dumb Grant was. And I was like, okay. All right.
Totally,
I don't know what I'm talking about here. And every now and then I've had to use that in defense of when people say something about my espresso. I go, it's not espresso. This is only 6 pounds of pressure.
Grant goes back and reads that whenever he wants to be humbled.
Yes. I read it right before I came on the show. Yeah. No, now I just fly fish to be humbled.
Yeah. Dude, you caught some today though, right?
Yeah, today looked like it was a good day. It looked like it was biting.
Yeah, I caught let's see, I think I caught 6.
Nice.
It was fun. Yeah, but it wasn't a rough day. We definitely went to like a more harder to traverse terrain. So there was a lot of like really slick rocks, really high water, fast, like just more. So I'm just focused on like not falling over and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of times a day that annoyed me. Like I would just realize my awareness would be so heightened for, hey, as I cross this or do this, like don't fall over, that when I would cross it or get there and be like, okay, time to fish. I'm like, my fly's like stuck on a rock, like however far back. Right. And it was like kind of like those stupid things like over and over. So then I'd be focused on, grabbing my flies. It's tough to move. And so it was good. Every day is like super learning day, but, it's just, you realize there's so much you don't know. And then you like hit on a run, you're like high sticking, you hit some stuff, like, okay, great. And then I went to dry fly and like it was disaster. The wind was picked up and like, I need to be able to feed line and I'm like a total mess. And then I finally hit one and I go up and my rod goes straight into a tree with the fish on. The fish breaks off and the guy just like, oh, Grant, what you doing, man? And I'm like, so there was a bunch of things like that where I was like, it could get better, but it was good. We did do some like, I don't know what the proper conservatory word is, but just where we'd walk up and just like watch fish and then be just like observing nature. You're going to catch that fish and then going in and like catching that fish, like sight fishing. Sight fishing. That's what I was looking for. And so we got 2 like that. And that was pretty cool because you just cool. Like, he's like, it's all about the approach, Grant. Okay. Just stay in, quit moving. Just look, use your glasses, look down in the water, relax. Okay. Move out there. No, slow down. And that's kind of cool when you like see the fish and then you see the seam and you try to do it. And it's sounding like I know what I'm doing. I'm still like awful, but yeah, it was a good day. I mean, any Tuesday that I'm fishing, it was a great day. He would just beat the crap out of me. And then he'd be like, but you're doing good, bud. Don't worry. I go, dude, you don't need to apologize to me. Like it's Tuesday and we've been fishing 6 hours so far. Like I'm never going to be upset about this. I met him at like 8:45 and we got off the water at like 5:15.
Oh, dude, 6 fish. That's a good day.
It was good. Yeah. But I think he thought that area was going to do better than it did. I was if I catch a fish, I'm still like ecstatic, right? Like I'm like, figure out the head. I figured out the hook set. I figured out like lifting I'm ecstatic. He thought that area was going to do better. What I was happy, I did get hung up on like more crap just moving around today than normal, But what was different, and maybe this is improvement, was usually I'm getting more bites like more frequently and like missing them or, whatever. And today it was, I think I had 2 break off and then like maybe a couple missed bites, but all in all, 6 fish. I was happy. They're all browns.
What for sight fishing, what glasses were you using? Sunglasses.
I wear Smith yellow lens.
Okay.
The brand is Smith, like the common name.
Yeah.
I bought those after my first time fly fishing. I went
spell that.
SMYTH. No, SMITH. Yeah. After the first time fishing, I go, what kind of sunglasses you wearing there, Grant? Like, I don't know. And then he goes,
Ray-Bans.
No, you can't wear that. Wear these. So I wore those, and then he just showed me, like the difference.
Game
I was
changer.
like, wow. So then that was, I told him, I was like, every time I fly fish, I'm going to buy one thing. I'm not going to go spend a bunch of money, but like every time I go fishing, which means I'm still doing the hobby, I'm going to buy something. So that was the very first thing I bought.
Best investment, man. I'm
Yeah,
straight.
those are great.
I'm a Costas guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it different in bass fishing though?
So it just depends on, so time of year, so like bass fishing, you got pre-spawn, and then whenever their spawn's going up, they all go on beds. And so that's when you usually do sight fishing. And so they all go kind of close to the shore, and like you'll see, essentially you're just walking around like with your lure and your rod, and you just like see like a bed, and then the female's like on the bed, and you just like throw the lure on there, just like pitch it, and then you just like jig it on the bed, and she's so aggressive that she'll like hit it. But the first time I went with like, I was like Ray-Bans, like nothing. I'm like, I can't.
Right.
My brother-in-law was like pulling out like left and right.
You couldn't see anything.
Can't see anything. And he's like, dude, try these sunglasses. Game changer.
Yeah. That's how these were. Go ahead.
Were the Ray-Bans polarized? And like,
no.
Okay. So
it's just like straight up Ray-Bans. Yeah. I looked cool. Yeah.
Yeah. You look cool. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. That's exactly how this was, is he didn't let me make that mistake. Like day one, he gave me glasses to wear. And then I just literally thought to myself, that was the biggest, like, yeah, I could have a cool bag and like, buy all this extra stuff. But I was like, being able to like have awareness of what's in the water seemed like the next.
I can see the fish.
Yeah.
It makes it way easier to fish.
I can know when I miss it.
Yeah.
Bad day of fishing beats working, man.
Yeah, it sure does.
Preach.
Yeah. Good day of fishing means a bad day of the next working.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Confucius say, yeah.
Chesty puller.
Chesty puller.
Take your hands out of your pockets and get out of the fishing hole. All right, Jeff, we got any save rounds?
That's the list. That was everything. That was everything I have. You guys have any
Solid
saved rounds?
list.
Saved rounds?
No, I just got to get some more milk.
This guy is like
more
just
milk.
milked out of his
It's just
mind.
fiending for milk.
I got milk sweats. I dream about milk.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're going to get you a cow. You're just going to get fresh milk.
At this point, I need a cow.
I think he thought I was being nice the other day when I texted him. I was like, hey, man, how's the milk thing going?
No, dude.
And it was just a setup to screenshot and put on the OK Podcast Instagram.
Every time Grant texts me, I'm like, this is for content.
Not every time.
This is going to be monetized somehow.
Once in a while.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
No.
I
just
just
texted
with your family was.
That's true. Then he screenshotted it and he was like, should be drinking milk.
Screenshot.
I don't know why you're answering my
back
text.
Oh man. Well,
So
Trey,
I saw the new shirts, man, as far as coming out for the Strength Co, man. They look sharp. I like them.
yeah, we got a lot of good stuff. So the basic tee's back with one new color. So that's like, I would say that was the most popular, but then people really got into that heavier tee. We released that last year.
Is it this one?
Nope, but that one will come up. That's OG if you got the S in the
What's
front.
Grant
Yeah.
or what's Jeff wearing?
He's wearing Arnold edition. Is that like the Hunter Forest? Yeah.
This is the squat. Yeah, it's the squat tee.
Yeah, but that one's popular.
Right.
But yeah, so we have a Heather Lieutenant. So it's almost like a.
But yeah, I couldn't tell
like
what that color was.
I know it's hard. They shot it today, like on real people. That was the stock photo, but it's kind of, those skivvy shirts that you buy that like are nicer than a regular skivvy shirt, but they're a little bit lighter shader of green than they should be. That's the color this is. It's Heather Lieutenant. So we added that one in. Got the cat shirt coming, got the Arnold shirt coming. Everyone got scared about the Arnold shirt. They're like, I got messages from a couple different people like, hey, I heard that Rep Fitness got banned from the Arnold for a year for using Arnold likeness items, which I appreciated. Actually, they were like doing me a solid, like doing it. And I'm like, I did this last year. No one said anything. Like, what? And then I was like, I guess I need to read the fine print. And then I called the guys at Massonomics. I'm like, you guys have like Arnold stickers? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So then I went and looked in, and if you're a sponsor, you're like licensed to use Arnold stuff. You can't say Arnold Schwarzenegger thinks that the strength co plates are the best plates to ever lift with, but you can say, hey, I'm at the Arnold in 2024. Yeah, he does. Potential sponsor, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He does. I talked to him.
I thought it was such a bad picture of him. They're like, who's this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's Arnold?
Exactly. Yeah, that's what happened.
No, I'm pumped for those shirts. They look good.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
That'll be good. A lot of inventory coming in. So it's going to be a fun weekend. Coming up soon. So we'll record next week, and then we'll be gone. And then are we taking the show on the road, Jordy?
Oh, yeah, we have to.
We have to. So I guess we'll be recording one night in a hotel. We might need to do that Thursday night.
Yeah,
like the very
that's probably the move.
Because after it gets going, it's wild.
Bourbon punch is priority after. Once we leave the convention center, the bourbon punch is the priority.
Well, Trey, you've been practicing your sign off?
No, since last week. I'm ready for it.
Okay, you ready for it?
Let's do it.
Remember, you want to tell them where to go and stuff.
I don't know what to say. Hey, guys, I just want to thank everyone for listening to the OK Podcast episode 008 of the
Okay.
We'll get it. Guys, you can find us on all major media platforms, but the easiest way is go to www.strength. No, just joking. www.theokpodcast.com. One of these days, guys.
But also go to thestrength.co because there's stuff there too.
And also go to bwtaxllc.com.
Best way to find us.
Best way to find us.
We need to start pushing Truth Social more.
We're huge there. I kind of assumed you rehearsed the sign off, but I guess not.
No, I thought we were rotating.
All right, thanks for joining.
Your delivery is pretty great. You just got to nail the words. I really like your enthusiasm.
Words
is fantastic.
Words are tough, Jeff. Yeah, I don't know if you know that.
Quick, we're running out of time. We'll see you next time.